Hello everybody. I'm going to do a video today where I take a slab of material. We're going to draw a design on it, cut it out, shape it, polish it into a finished cabochon, and then I will set it in a sterling silver pendant. So this piece appears to be Sagenite with some purple coloring in it. Tell I paid $1 for this. It's fairly thin, not a big slab, and it's not all usable. As you can tell, it's getting smaller on this side than that side, so couldn't draw the design on that side. We'll have to draw it on this side, and if you can tell, it's very translucent. And this Sagenite color goes all the way out to the edge of this for the most part, except for right there. So I'm fairly certain I'm safe to, if I draw a design on here that fits in this area, it'll be mostly usable. Won't have any bad parts. Gotta be careful right here. Let's get this wet real quick. See what it'll look kind of like polished. Oh wow, that's really pretty. It's got some good colors in it, different. Not really sure where this is from. I think it might be an Arizona stone, but I'm not 100% sure. Might be a sheep's bridge or sheep's crossing stone. All right, so next step is let's draw a design, see what I can get to fit on there. It looks pretty good, takes up most of this front here. All right, I'll be right back. All right, got a design, got it drawn on here. Looks like that edge is gonna be okay. I don't think I'm gonna lose anything there. Kind of goes to the top of that divot. Could have gone a little higher, but just to be safe, I think that's good. All right, got a questionable spot right there, but it's solid back here after that, and this isn't anywhere close to that. So I think once I bevel it, that spot will be okay. All right, so the next step will be to cut that out. And see how it looks. All right, I will be right back once I get this trimmed out. All right, got it trimmed out. Don't see any issues where it's going to have problems on the back. Only issue I saw was possibly right there. It looks like a softer material, and unfortunately it goes almost all the way down to the bottom edge. So I redrew this line to be a little further in, hoping for a little more solid material on the bottom edge here. All right, so the next step is to get this on a dop stick, and it'll be ready at that point to to start working on the polishing machine. So let's get this on a dop stick and I'll be right back. All right, got it on a dop stick. So this helps hold the stone while you're polishing and whatnot without getting your fingers on the wheels. So let's get it out on the grinding wheels and go through the progression and see what we can do with this. All right. All right, right back. All right, back from the polishing machine. I've got the stone basically shaped with the steel wheels with a slight dome on top. All right, the next two wheels that I use are going to be to sand the flat edges out of this and make sure the dome is smooth with no scratches left from the steel wheels. I'll be back after I get that finished and we'll see if it makes a big difference. But yeah, the idea is to get the scratches from the steel wheel out, especially on the top. If you don't get a good dome and you leave scratches on the top, they'll show up when you finish. So, got a little bit of undercutting in that spot right there, but you'll notice the edge, it only goes about halfway down now. So, hopefully I can keep that from undercutting any further. All right, let me get this thing sanded down and get all the scratches out from the steel wheel, and I'll be right back. All right, back from the first couple of sanding wheels where we sand down the surface to get all the scratches from the steel wheel out. Let's see how we did. Yeah, I don't really see much in the way of deep scratches. The scratches that I see are from the last sanding wheel. All right, so the next two wheels are going to be polishing wheels. And then the final stage will be a leather pad with some cerium oxide. So let me go get this polished. We'll get the next two polishing wheels, and then we'll hit it with the cerium oxide, and I'll come back and we'll see what we're dealing with. Actually, let me do that and I'll pop it off the stick and probably do a closed back on this as far as the pendant goes. So I'll just do a sanding on the back, make sure the back edge is beveled in so as not to catch on the solder joint on the bezel. All right, so basically let me go finish this stone off and get it prepared for the first step of silversmithing. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I am back from the polisher and the polishing wheels. As you can tell, we got a pretty good polish on this stone. Great reflection of the shop lights. You can see the camera and the phone. You know, just a slight undercut in that one spot, but not too bad. Got a nice polished bevel all the way around the stone. And then you'll notice on the back, just a slight bevel in to make sure nothing catches on like a solder joint, causing the stone to break. And then just sanded the stone smooth because it's gonna have a solid back. You know, it is translucent, but I don't think it's gonna matter too much. On this particular stone, so I don't think I'll finish the back off. All right, well, next stage, I will start setting this up for doing a silver bezel, and I'll show the steps along the way. I am fairly new at silversmithing, so it'll be something basic. But it is a pretty stone and it'll look good set in silver. All right, let me get the silver bezel going and we'll kind of show some of the stages of that as we go. All right, so I'm on the process of getting the stone set in silver, specifically sterling silver backplate, 999 fine silver bezel wire. I'll have a sterling silver bail and a sterling silver hoop that I'll put on the end for the bail to go through. So basically the bezel wire comes in a roll like this. This happens to be, I believe, 16 gauge, not 16 gauge, sorry, 26 gauge. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the width of this. I think this is 3/16 inch, which works pretty good with the stone there. All right, and then the sterling silver plate is cut out of a sheet like this. This happens to be 24 gauge. I usually use 26 gauge, but I'm out right now, so it's cut from that. The little hoop or jump ring, basically I make these using, I believe this is sterling silver 18 gauge round wire. The bail, I bought a handful of these sterling silver bails, stamped, I believe, on the outside. Get this to focus. All right. So I've already got the bezel wire soldered. Still needs cleaned up. And pretty much the stone's going to need to basically fit through that easily by pushing it in through the top, because once it's set on here, that's what you're going to have to do. And then obviously I'll cut the back out to fit this and then sand the edges down. And then this bail will go on that jump ring. This jump ring will be soldered to the end of this. So that is the beginning steps. So let me go ahead and solder this to that, cut this out, clean it up, get this bail on the jump ring, get the jump ring soldered to the end of this, and then we'll be right back and see what it looks like before I actually polish it. All right, Thanks. All right, well, I'm back with the stone. I've got it set, trimmed out, sanded down. I got the bail on it. So at this point, it's a matter of polishing it and seeing how it comes out, which I will do next. All right, let me run this through the polishing unit and get this thing buffed out. See if we can't get it looking a little better. And I'll be right back. All right, back from polishing. So, yeah, I know this thing is by far not perfect, but it's really shiny. And not bad for a beginner, I don't think. I know I've got lots of room for improvement, but it's still a nice looking pendant. By little things like leaving the bezel wire a little tall on the corners, you end up getting this where it bunches up. Should have sanded that down a little more before bending or pushing the edges in. These other corners weren't as bad. This one's a little bad. So yeah, I had accidentally double stamped the sterling. I tried sanding it out and it left a mark that shows up, unfortunately. Where I soldered it, I didn't get all the solder off the back. You can see where I was grinding it, but I didn't sand that very well. Also left some deep scratches that I couldn't polish out. So yeah, I need to, same with the edges from the file. If you zoom in like I am here, you can see the scratches, even though they're polished, shiny. So yeah, I definitely needed to sand that before polishing. But all in all, not bad. It is a really cool stone. And that would make a nice necklace for somebody. All right, well, I want to thank everybody for watching this. This will be a little bit long video, going from slab to cab to finished pendant. All right, we'll see you on the next video. Bye.